Tissa, how did you start, how did you learn how to sew? When did you like sewing? How did you know you could make clothes? Y'all, I didn't. I did not know. Simply T, and I am back with another video. Hey guys, listen, I wanted to come on here and share with you my sewing journey. Why? Because so many people ask me, Tissa, how did you start, how did you learn how to sew? When did you like sewing? How did you know you could make clothes? Y'all, I didn't. I did not know. Me sewing was a gift from God that I did not know that I had, that He just opened up in me, and I absolutely love. I absolutely love. Now, how did it all come about? It all started because I wanted to make my daughter her prom dress. Okay, my daughter was 10 years old at the time. And I said, you know, I really want to be able to make Samaya her prom dress. I think that would be such a beautiful thing to do. And, you know, her mom makes her prom dress. Like, you know, y'all know how that go. Like the whole, you know, sentimental thing, right? And so, boom, I started to seek out to learn how to sew. So I was trying to find classes that would teach me, and it was very difficult to find classes or someone that would teach me how to sew. So I couldn't find it, or at least what I was looking for. So I ended up going to YouTube University right here on YouTube, and I just started searching and searching and searching. And I bought a sewing machine, and I bought scissors and thread and like all the stuff that go with sewing. I bought a pattern that I liked, and I said, let's just start here. So I'm searching on YouTube, trying to find something or someone that can kind of guide me in the right direction, right? And so it started there, and I made my first skirt. And when I tell y'all that thing was trash, it was garbage, okay? And I wanted to quit, but I didn't. I said, no, let me try and make a dress. So what I did was I used one of my own dresses as a pattern and like cut it out on the fabric and then sewed it together to the best of my ability. Y'all, it was too tight. It was just horrible. But I would not let that stop me. I would not let that stop me. And so I just continued to learn and read and seek and learn and read and seek and use YouTube as my teacher until I got better and better and better and better, right? Let me tell you a quick little story. I'll never forget. I called myself wanting to make like a jacket, but it wasn't like a not like a blazer. It was almost like a shawl type jacket thing. And the instructions said, add your facing. And at the time, I'm like, what is a facing? What is the face? Y'all, I could not figure out what the facing was for this particular, it was like a vintage style jacket. When I tell y'all, I was so mad. I was so upset. And then when I finally realized what a facing was, I was like, I never, you know what? I never made that jacket. I never made it only because I could not figure out what a facing was at that time. But anyways, so yeah, so I went and I did my research and I learned. And really what kept me motivated was the fact that I really wanted to make my daughter her prom dress. I really wanted to make this dress for her. Okay. So I said, okay, I got 8 years. She was 10. I want to say she's about 10 at the time. So I figured I got 8 years to make this happen, right? So I should be able to get this down in 8 years. Okay, boom. So I was making myself clothes. So I was making myself a skirt here, a dress here, and I just kind of progressed and got better and better and better as time moved on. Okay. So the stuff that I started making, I said, well, the true test is post it out on social media and see what the people think. If the people like it, then you know you're onto something. And that's exactly what I did. I made the first skirt, not the first skirt, but a skirt that I made. No, let me put it this way. The first skirt that I made that I was happy with, that I was content with, that I was like, oh, I can actually wear this out. That skirt is the one that I posted first. And people were, that, you know, I was getting great feedback. Oh, Tissa, this is nice, it's cute, blah, 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 blah. I want one, blah, blah. You know, and I think I had been sewing probably at like about, I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 years at the time, right? And so I was like, okay, yeah, you're doing something, girl, you're doing something. So, but the true test is me making a skirt for somebody else, right? So I made a skirt for somebody else and it didn't fall apart. And when the skirt didn't fall, the person wore it and the skirt didn't fall apart and they got compliments when they wore it, I was like, okay, you onto something, girl, you onto something. And so it just kind of progressed from there. And at that moment, that's when I knew, I said, no, this is a gift, because not only did I take it on, not only did I, once I took it on, I actually liked it. Like I like to actually sew, you know. All the other jobs that I had in my past, I worked the job because I had to. I had children I had to feed, I have a family, you know, so you do what you gotta do. But this was actually something that I enjoyed, right? And that's what made the difference for me. And so I said, oh yeah, okay. Now, once I got to that point though, it still wasn't to where like the sewing was paying my bills. So I still had to work. So I had a part-time job at the time. And when I tell y'all, this part-time job that I had, I worked there for 2 years. And it was the best and worst thing that I had ever done. It was the worst thing because I realized, what am I doing? I don't like this. I don't like nobody telling me when I gotta go on vacation, when I could take my days off. Oh, you're running late. Oh, I don't like all that, okay? But it was the best thing for me because it made me realize that, Tissa, you are not fit to work for somebody else. I'm just not fit to work for somebody else. And that job helped me realize that, right? And so an opportunity came up to where I could purchase the shop that I'm sitting in now. And so I said, you know what? By darn it, I'm gonna do it. Talked to my husband and he was like, let's do it. I jumped on faith. Mind you, I had only been sewing for 2 years and it wasn't doing alterations. It was just kind of sewing and making an outfit here or there. I didn't know anything about alterations, you know, but I knew that I did not want to continue working for somebody else. And so that was what got me the motivation. I took a leap of faith, y'all. I jumped, like I dove right in because I said, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. And so I'm so glad I did that. That was one of the best decisions I ever made because here I am 7 years later and still here and we have a successful business. Okay, boom. So now let's get back to why I started sewing. So I started sewing, like I said, because I wanted to make my daughter her prom dress, right? Okay, so now here comes the time. It's time for Samaya to graduate high school. June of 2021. Here's my moment. So I had been preparing to make this dress from like January, February of 2021 because the whole reason why I even started sewing was to make my daughter's prom dress, right? And so we went shopping for the fabric. She'd been looking for the design of the dress that she wanted. We found everything that she wanted for this dress. I mean, we found the fabric, we found everything, right? And so we're preparing, we're getting ready, we're making, you know, we're doing what we gotta do to get this dress made so that she can wear this dress to prom. Y'all, how come an email goes out? Because this is 2021, so you know COVID hit in 2020. But we thought that she was gonna be able to still have a prom. Y'all, how come she gets a notice or email or however they send out notification that prom has been canceled? When I tell y'all, I was so heartbroken, not only for her, but for all. You know, when you're in high school, right? There's certain moments of high school that you remember, and prom is one of them, okay? And we were so disappointed there was no prom because of COVID. They did not want to take the risk, and I totally understand why. I totally understand why. So ultimately, guys, I didn't get to make my daughter's prom dress. I did not get to make her prom dress, but I did make a dress for her birthday. She took some birthday pictures, so at least I did end up getting to make a dress for her birthday, which I will show you here, right? And so my girl looked good. Yes, my girl looked good. So I did end up getting to make that dress for her. But the whole reason why I even got into sewing really was so that I could make my daughter her prom dress. That didn't happen, but I did end up getting to make a birthday dress for her for a photo shoot that she did. And it turned out absolutely beautiful. But I'm so glad. And you know what? It's like sometimes God gives you, not sometimes, not even sometimes. Personally, for me, God gives you exactly what he knows you need. I didn't know that I needed sewing in my life. I did not know that I needed it. But I'm so glad he presented it to me. And it truly is my gift. It truly is my gift. I love to sew. I love to be able to take a flat piece of fabric and turn it into a 3D outfit that you can go out there and strut, and you just doing the do. I love that. I love to be able to do that, and I'm so grateful that I have been blessed. He has blessed my hands. I'm so grateful. But yeah, that's how my sewing journey started. Some people get into sewing is because it's been passed down generationally. You know, like grandma sewed or their mama sewed. My mother did not sew. My grandmother did not sew. It was just something that was just given to me. And you know, oddly enough, what's funny is I have two daughters. My oldest daughter, she's like, nah, that sewing is not for me. I might be able to get my youngest daughter into it. I gotta see, right? She's interested right now. She's 10, but you know when they're 10, they want to do everything you do. So right now, I think I can get her. But my oldest daughter, not happy. I don't want to learn. I'm good, and that's fine. Whatever is her journey is her journey. But that's how my sewing journey started. That's how and why I started sewing. It all started because I wanted to be able to make my daughter her prom dress. My first daughter, you know, my big girl, my baby girl, I wanted to be able to make her prom dress. And I didn't get to make her prom dress, and it's okay. It's okay. Because you know what? I did make her birthday dress, and I'll be able to make many more dresses after that, God willing. So that's the story, y'all. That's the story behind why I started sewing. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Deuces.